fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say.
Hello, hello, hello. Fluffy laughs at me now? Why would you do that, Fluffy? Here I thought we were the best of pals. Oh, it goes for not being first? Oh, I see, I see. Poor Ghost. Do I even... Ghost, do I have a replay from yours in the schedule? I don't think I see one. Well, why not also go 7-2? Wow! You haven't submitted, Ghost. Oh, no. It's Go7 time. The King of the Penguins about to show some replays with awesome players making tactical plays, or maybe we see something fishy. We shall see. You can be the villain. Ghost, have you not been playing? Hello, hello. Ooh, it's a Jake Mirror. An Elagatua game. Can't wait to see the big brain plays. You're back after break. Ah, welcome back, Ghost. Hey, Shoop. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's having a good time. We've got Mr.Ko versus Elagatua in Fog Live, a Jake mirror. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I know much about this map. It's definitely a little wonky. No, I know this map. Yeah. There's this weird divide. That's right. I'm not a huge fan of this map because of the difficulty with front shifting with this pipe here. The HQ is pretty wonky, but there's oftentimes a lot of attacks that go up this route because it's pretty difficult to defend with tanks quickly because you have to go around the mountains and through the double woods. And then there can be a lot of like tank fights in the center here. It's like a fog version of Vadun of Vaha, maybe. Boosties for mechs? Guess a little bit. Ooh, okay, fast artillery. Fast artillery is also fine. There's a lot of plays that come into this map with locking down these comm towers with artillery. But Elagatua is going to do with this front with the artillery, which is a little bit weird to do. It's like a weak side artillery. And it does slow down the captures a little bit, I think. Yeah. It slows down like getting to the airport, I guess. It's not too bad. If you're going for... Okay, now it slows it down a fair bit. If you're going for capture efficiency, you'd build the artillery over here. As you can see, this infantry doesn't have any captures to go for, but an infantry that was standing right here right now would have captures to go for. So, kind of like what Mr.Ko did. So Mr.Ko has a slightly better capture phase. Only very slightly, though. Or at least you'd expect to. Based on where the infantry got built. But they both went for a fast artillery. Elagatua's on the 1 base side, while Mr.Ko's on the 2 base side. I assume this is going to go for this forest to lock down this comm tower. And then we also have a recon from Elagatua over here, which is attacking on that front that the tanks can have some trouble defending on. So that makes a lot of sense. Oh, wow. Elagatua was, I guess, very much expecting some attack slamming in way down here at the HQ. Okay. Well, the artillery will definitely guard against that. Indeed, Mr.Ko has gone for the lockdown on this comm tower. And now this infantry is going to get murderized. Fortunately for Mr.Ko, there isn't an infantry that can immediately stand on the city to take it back, or to steal it away. But there will be one that can go for this comm tower right now, which will be rough. So this will be a good get for Elagatua. And you can see this is pretty safe to attack over here with the recon. Even if the tank had moved out, it wouldn't be in range. It would just be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can't hit the recon. It could potentially interrupt this capture if Mr.Ko had vision and the guts to do it. We'll see how this goes, because this, if the artillery is down here, it doesn't have reach of this comm tower, and currently Elagatua doesn't actually have vision of it, so we'll see how these infantry end up moving. We might see this one go to here to check for vision on this city, and then we have an attack there, which will reveal this comm tower, and then that can attack. And then maybe the artillery just scoots one up. We'll see. It looks like Mr.Ko is going to be just sacrificing this front, which is totally fine. It's pretty rough to fight over here. We'll find out if Elagatua thinks it's a doable thing. It does go in for the interrupt on the comm tower, but doesn't lock it down with this artillery. That makes this a very dubious play. I guess the hope is that Mr.Ko just like overinvests and the rough. Okay, Mr.Ko would have to overinvest, but only overinvest with a single vehicle, because if multiple vehicles show up, the artillery can shoot one and then the other ones get it. This artillery has no backup. Your very first live match. Yeah. And now the artillery it doesn't know it's stuck in an awkward spot, but now if it fires on the recon, it gets attacked by a tank. Such as its pain. Okay, but this was a good steal from Elagatua. It does fire on the recon. You can try a wall. No, we're just gonna... Okay, there's the attempt at walling. We'll see if Mr.Ko goes aggressive over here. He can go real nasty. I assume that's what we'll see. Because it was kind of signaled that Elagatua has a lot of stuff over here. So this is Mr.Ko's chance to strike. So you have like tank and then infantry attacks, and the tank can hit the artillery, and another infantry first strike, and then this artillery can move forward. You can kind of just wipe out the defenses here, and that does seem to be what we're going to go for. Now there is always the choice here. Mr.Ko doesn't necessarily have to actually attack this artillery. Could leave it at full health, anticipating that it's just going to run away into the woods anyway, and attack one of these infantry instead. And if the artillery does fire, then you can just kill it. But that's a little greedy, probably. And then with this attack, Mr.Ko should definitely like run away at this front. You don't. I guess this infantry doesn't have a great place to run to, but don't want to leave yourself exposed where you're pretty clearly weaker. Yeah, the artillery just runs away. So does the infantry. It takes a little boost to hide out over here. If it's feeling really in danger, it can even just stay in the Blackwood if it wants to. And here comes the mech. I think this... well, I understand the mech. It's like, what if Mr.Ko tries to just like kill my base? Then I'll build a mech because it can fight on these mountains. But I think you should probably anticipate Mr.Ko to not dive into this double wood area. That would be mighty gutsy. So skipping the mech would probably be fine. It's not like it's a bad choice though. You would just be like floating 2k. Or getting artillery instead of a recon or something. Ooh. I don't know about this from Mr.Ko. Mr.Ko is going to try and kill the HQ. I don't think that's very doable at this stage in the game. I'd be much more concerned about the central attack over here. Because we know there isn't much of an army here. We know there is an army here, so it's got to be on its way. You don't know exactly where it is, but you know it's over here. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the kill the HQ plan. If there was more than one artillery, I'd be more in favor of it. This is also a little gutsy, I guess, from Elagatua. The anti-air does get tagged, which is pretty decent. But now a lot of these units are pretty exposed. So there will be a good turn for Mr.Ko, provided that good turn includes not continuing the fight down here other than having the artillery shoot the tank. I guess having this tank can hit that tank. So it can go like artillery and tank attack here and then just move back with all these units. Take a whole bunch of really good free attacks on Elagatua's army. Eat him up. Yeah, I'm fine with, I like that move. I just wouldn't do it from that road for 2 reasons. Unless these infantry are planning to stick around, I guess. But you want to be here because you're on plains. So you've got a little bit more defense. You're also farther away. And it makes us, there's only one tile that they can attack your tank and reveal your artillery, which would be this one. So that's pretty easy to just keep there as part of a wall. But if you're here, then you have to make sure that you're occupying both of these tiles so they can't just reveal your artillery easily. And that's a really annoying. Here, you can probably have this tank go in and attack this recon. And then, I was thinking you could have the infantry gang up to take out this tank while the anti-air tries to heal up. But maybe that's not such a great idea. That's way too greedy. Okay, we'll see how Mr.Ko decides to go about this. Having the infantry attack, I guess the infantry is kind of forced to attack in the central one. There wasn't a spare unit other than a tank that could have gone there. So maybe one of these cities is going to be lost. Yeah, got trapped. Okay. So the tank's going to get shot with an artillery, which definitely sucks. But it's not the end of the world. The city will kind of get saved for it. I think if Mr.Ko had a second shot at this turn, though, the tank would just attack the recon, because there's no way Elagatua can hold this city. So you just let the artillery have a whiff of a turn, you smack their vehicle, they take your city, and then you just take the city back pretty quickly. You know what? I'm nice. Well, thank you, Valto. I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a whiff of a turn. Elagatua could use the normal power to get the artillery to fire at the tank, but I think if that happens, then Mr.Ko would be pretty happy. Good morning. It is a very fancy bow tie. Thank you. Thank you. I like it. I like Elagatua using these meeker units to finish off the tank. That's good. Finishing off this anti-air was very nice, because now, of course, the copter has free dominance. It's not going to be like completely front winning, but it should make Mr.Ko back off. Although Mr.Ko should be backing off over here anyway. Ooh, straight for the block rock. What is this? What's the Neotech attacking if it's not the anti-air? Okay. That's a little weird. It's only weird because the artillery fired there. The Neotank doesn't need the artillery's help to kill that tank. So maybe the artillery could have shot an infantry, or could have shot the black boat. If the plan is to still like go for this HQ attack. I do like backing off over here for Mr.Ko, expecting the response block rock, no reason to give them easy targets. This is honestly not so bad for Mr.Ko. The anti-air is still a ways away, so having the copter take 3 damage and this mech take 5 damage, just to do 5 damage total to this Neo tank, like, value-wise, it's in Elagatua's favor, but it's pretty easy for Mr.Ko to just repair this, and you can still have very valuable purchases while paying those repair costs with, like, artilleries and like. That was a very weird block rock. Wait. That was a block rock, right? Yeah. It's like only a copter attack that benefited. Wow, okay, that was kind of just a whiff. I don't like that Mr.Ko is staying around here. I don't know what's going on with this. Someone's definitely overstaying their welcome. Medium tank says hi. Copter still picks away at this poor innocent Neo tank. And the medium tank saying hi should probably end up pushing all of this back. Anti-air kills Copter. Neo tank goes back to heal. I like it. Yeah, let's just back up out of here. And Mr.Ko looking pretty peachy here. The medium tanks are threatening, but they are just medium tanks and they're in fog. Now the block rock is good for medium tanks. +2 movement when you're 5 movement is a pretty big deal. But they're always going to be extra susceptible to bombers, to running into artillery, to getting picked off by Neo tanks. But like this is the perfect front to leave for Mr.Ko to just front switch away from. There's basically no foot soldiers. There's a 3 health mech, so it's not like you're going to lose properties. There's a lot of money invested in vehicles. So when you go fight elsewhere on the map, this huge chunk of army value is not something you have to deal with. And it's cut off by a pipe and like mountains and forests, so it's not going to have a very easy time following you. So this is where you just leave. You just go and attack over here instead with the whole army. Which looks like Mr.Ko is starting to do. And then it's like, how does Elagatua follow? If you try and follow with your medium tanks up this way, you have to expose yourself on these really nasty roads. You don't know where the artillery is. So instead it looks like Elagatua is going to try and follow by breaking the pipe seam, which is of course slow. But it's a lot safer than going up over these roads for sure. But Mr.Ko's going a little too slow here. I think Mr.Ko will still get here a turn before Elagatua does, but there's not much to fear in attacking all out because so much was caught up back here. Although the second medium tank wasn't known about, I don't think. Okay, now the trick is to just attack over here. You don't want to attack towards the middle. Oh no! Okay, yeah, like that. It's a lot of medium tanks. That's a triple medium tank army. Well, triple medium tank is better than one neo tank for sure. And we are going to go for the beat down. Triple medium tanks attack. Copter swing. Oh, it looks like, unless I'm missing something, Mr.Ko does get the comm tower. That's pretty good. This was a very nice beatdown, though. This poor Neo tank is completely surrounded. It's at 1 health, so you're not. So Mr.Ko really shouldn't be too worried about that. But we do have the block rock. I assume we're going to take the comm tower immediately. Oh no! Take it! Take it! No! Okay. I don't know why the recon attacked that copter if the anti-air is just going to attack the copter. Bunch of tank attacks, looking good, and then in comes some copters. Yeah, attacking down, way down here to hit the medium tank is fine, I guess, but you don't really like to expose copters. Of course. Okay. That was painful for Elagatua, but there's still going to be a lot of attacks here. And the medium tanks are fairly healthy. Getting both of these hits on these copters is pretty huge, though. But there's just so many infantry left for Mr.Ko. Elagatua is going to have a hard time making sure all of these cities stay the color that Elagatua would like. Okay, starting to attack backwards. I approve. Going after all these infantry. Yeah, start capturing these cities to force these vehicles to hit infantry rather than your own vehicles. And then start bringing in counters to these medium tanks, probably. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, at this point, Elagatua is in a world of hurt. You really want to get one of these comm towers back. Maybe this is the easier one. I do like the use of the medium tanks, making sure to get on these nice defensive positions. Yeah. But this is exactly what Elagatua has to do. If Elagatua backs off at this point, things will get really nasty because it'll give Mr.Ko time to build the counters to the medium tanks while enjoying a double comm tower advantage. So any future engagement could be pretty rough. But yeah, that infantry served very well at sucking up much more, or sucking up those vehicle attacks. Yeah, there goes the infantry. Again, yeah, just keep up. This is exactly what we'd like to do with all these infantry. Just keep taking all these cities, force the vehicles to hit you. I feel like this copter probably could have found a better target than the 1 health medium tank. That's something you'd have like a 9 health infantry go after. I don't know why that guy got sacrificed. I'm down with healing up the Neo tank. I'm down with retreating and healing up this anti-air. Attacking an infantry is fine, I guess. I'd prefer to try and keep it alive. Or at least draw the fight closer and closer towards your own reinforcements. I don't know what the time, because this is a live game, I don't know what the time is looking like for everyone. Elagatua does have a block rock, but yeah, like I said, that's the power of having those infantry going for captures when there's only vehicles around. A 7 health medium tank has to attack that. That's not what it wants to do. Attack the transport copter too. That's I can understand that move. The idea of being like, I can't let Mr.Ko get an attack from the city onto my Neo tank. It's just like a blocking move. Elagatua has been having very good purchases here. Making sure to get these nice counter units. I'm not super convinced on that join cap. If the army is kind of retreating at the same time, that's definitely iffy. Well, having the artillery, okay. Well, if the artillery is gonna, well, no. It's very iffy. I guess you didn't know about this artillery. Never mind. If the idea is like, well, if the medium tank attacked me, it's gonna keep attacking me, then this becomes pretty nice. It's like I'm gonna use my super or my normal power and get you. Ooh, Elagatua just goes straight in with the block rock. So little vision. Okay. Artillery gets to shoot the tank. Medium tank gets to kill the artillery. Is decent. And then the infantry can just go in here and stop this capture. Oh, the recon lives. And Neo just goes after an infantry. Ugh. But that's okay. It's better than exposing it to the world. So here is definitely a spicy turn for Mr.Ko. Unfortunately, a lot of infantry just died over here. So yeah, you either hit block rock or you would just chill for a turn. I'm kind of feeling more like chill for a turn would be better so that this Neo tank could do something. Yeah, this seems like a really unfortunate turn because these two copters come up and they'll just die to these anti-airs. That's okay, it's a live game. Anti-airs do their stuff. Ooh, Elagatua just runs away. Well, that makes it not nearly as bad for Mr.Ko. At least these anti-airs will die for the copters. We have some more pressure over here. There's no artillery left to defend on this comm tower and city, though. Which is really weird. Well, there's no anti-air with this army either. But yeah, Elagatua's army compositions has been doing some serious work. And I like the patience, the setup to take this comm tower. Elagatua is not expecting it whatsoever. Or not Elagatua, Mr.Ko is not expecting it whatsoever. The transport copter is a pretty neat play though. The beatdown. The artillery for vision. A little bit of a desperate play, but little did Elagatua know these were completely undefended. So Mr.Ko can just kind of take them. Or, I mean, Elagatua can just kind of take them from Mr.Ko. Ooh. Yeah, you don't send the tank in there. It's just gonna die, and then the comm tower is still probably gonna fall. We are in day 26. So it's pretty huge that Elagatua got that capture. Because now Elagatua has more properties. So as we approach the day limit, now Elagatua just has to stop capture two properties from being captured, or one to stop a tie. Looks like this is going to be the hot button issue. I like the artillery usage. Definitely set up for a power on the next turn. I think it's a day 35 limit, right? Well, the Neotank just has to run away. That's so awkward. Oof. The Anti just got to come in here and do damage for free. Elagatua with the beatdown. Just gonna kill off a bunch of infantry. Just all you really need to do at this point, with the day limit approaching. You have the block rock response from Mr.Ko. And they'll be able to get some nice attacks, but I think Elagatua is pretty well set with this nice widespread of artillery that, yeah, the Neotanks didn't even get to attack with that block rock. Oof, that's painful. Elagatua is probably like, where is Mr.Ko's money? There's so little happening on the map. The Neotanks can find a target over here. I assume a Neotank's going to hit this medium tank on the road. Or not. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. Just because we're playing for the day limit now. Well, beat down attack is fine, I guess. But, yeah. At this point, as Mr.Ko, you just have to all in a property. So the most likely properties to all in is this one and this one. Oh, it's a draw. Oh, it is a draw because it's only day 30, not 35. Well, I guess both players need to all in a property. Elagatua is up in money, but comm towers count. So it's a draw. Oh, Mr.Ko, if could just hold on to that city, then it would have been a victory. Draw from comm tower. GG. Yeah, just had to all in the property earlier. One of the exposed properties. I assume this would have been the easiest. What a game. GG, well played. Like I said afterwards, you didn't know comm towers counted. Yeah, comm towers count. Labs also count for only for time limit. If it's a victory by capture, then only cities count. If it's time limit, then everything counts. All that fighting for nothing, such as the nature of war. Yeah, Sami mirror on last Vigil. It was very brawl heavy. Okay. Strider versus Baked Muffin. Sami mirror on last Vigil. It's classic. It's either Sami mirrors or it's Kindle mirrors or it's Von Bolt mirrors. It's all the it's all the mirrors that people love on this map. Whoa. Baked Muffin dashing for the mountains. That's Fred too. So Baked Muffin is going to... This is not... I would not recommend this. So Baked Muffin is prioritizing capturing these mountains over capturing the base. Now this base... Which is in charge of? 1, 2, 3, 4 properties at itself. So every turn you delay it, you cost yourself 5,000 and an infantry. It's a fast Fred. Strider with the recon response. That doesn't quite stop it, but it's pretty cute. I guess it makes it so no matter what city this guy goes for, the recon can kill it off. Whoa! Whoa! No, you don't do that. Okay. Baked Muffin's like, Fred's going in for the kill. Recon says, okay, nom nom, I'm up in infantry. Wow. That was a very expensive play by Baked Muffin. Cost 5,000-ish to go 6 damage on an infantry. I mean, it did also slow down the captures over here for Strider. Alright, this infantry doing... Okay. Now we're preserving infantry. This one's not going for this capture because it would get hit by a recon. Look at the recon zooming on over here to help protect this infantry. So I would probably not have the 4 health infantry go for this capture. I mean, this is a fine capture for it to go to, or just have it heal up 2 turns and then it can capture in 2 turns again. Okay. Beep beep says the recon, I assume. Beep beep. Start going for some captures, and then yeah. I'd probably keep this infantry a little bit farther back, because you don't want... What Strider's trying to stop is that Baked Muffin kills this infantry and just takes the city, because the recon can't stop it. But you also don't want to lose this infantry and then have this infantry just hit your other infantry for kind of free. Ideally, they have an infantry just sitting around doing nothing. Oh, okay, that's not what's going to happen. Looks like Strider's... Or Baked Muffin's gonna chill with the protection of the tank over here. The mech charges forward. Does scare this infantry off, I assume. Oh, maybe not. I guess if you have an anti-air waiting to respond, you can let the mech expose itself attacking this 4 health infantry. Or I guess that infantry can just reach, yeah. Does the mech go for the capture? No, the mech just chills. Well... If you're Strider here, you go in for trying to kill this mech. Like recon, infantry strike, recon from a city, infantry from the plains, anti-air smacks the mech. Or not. Okay. It's a little unfortunate for this recon. Ooh, Baked Muffin does get this city. It looks like Baked Muffin will probably get this one too. Goodbye, Recon. The Antair's okay though. Yeah, that city's super toast. Okay, Strider is a little bit farther behind when it comes to the airport. But this is quite the attacking force. For Strider, there's a decent attacking force over here too for Baked Muffin against Strider. I mean, this city will probably flip back. That's a lot of infantry. Wow, what is that? That is... There's a mech here. There's a tank here. This died to do that. That's a bold attack. Baked Muffins be flipping between like bold attacks with no care for the unit's life to I'm gonna protect all my boys. Flipping back and forth. This was a weird move by Strider. I don't know why the tank's not getting involved to finish off. This guy, what's this tank doing? Is it attacking here? Isn't the copter cover? The copter cover. This tank has nothing better to do than kill this tank. Okay, whatever. Decide to go over here. It's still fine for Strider. The mech can just finish it. Okay, tank hits the anti-air. It's definitely a good choice. Some mechs moving out. Tank to help support this copter. I like it. Well, what is that? How are we going to deal with the double mech tank over here? You're not like that. What? Why attack into that? Okay. So vehicles don't like, typically, to expose themselves to mech first strikes. It's a very painful experience for them. He'd probably have the 2 health infantry. Try and get the kill there, and then the 7 health can... I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of fighting into this artillery willy-nilly, but it's probably fine. The march of the mechs begins. It's true. Oh, here comes the double time. I don't know if the double time's really needed. As far as I can tell, what it allows is this mech gets to hit a 1 health anti-air. So I think I would just save that power. I guess it also helps with some infantry first strikes. I'm not super sold on this mech movement. I guess it's covered by a tank, so the anti-air can't just come over and pick it off. Well, you gotta be real scared here as Baked Muffin, though. My gosh. Like, this infantry is within 5 tiles of this HQ. So if Strider gets enough sacrifices this turn, I don't think probably can. It's still quite a few bars, but you gotta be sweating something fierce. Hi, hi. Baked Muffin has hot pastries to deliver. It's true. I do kind of like the idea here from Strider. You just like keep pressuring this HQ because you're close to the victory march, and this forces the tank to just stand on the HQ. You know, or so I thought. Okay. Well, maybe Strider can't get there. There's a lot of like mechs to attack. I guess the anti-air can't sacrifice itself against a mech like it can against a tank. But this can sacrifice. Never mind, we're going with the double time. Okay. I'm not very. This is a double time to hit this artillery. It looks like. I'm not super convinced on this double time. I like the victory march instantly win the gameplay. This copter has been able to dodge all of these anti-airs, which is very impressive. Ooh, okay. Baked Muffin just backs up over here. Copter just continues some harassment. We have an anti-air attack the tank. Build another anti-air. I think Baked Muffin built a single copter. It's like 4 anti-airs have been built. Although the anti-airs are also pretty decent against the mechs. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's still free targets for the copter. To interrupt that capture. Down goes that tank. The anti-air survived it too. Recon moves out and anti-air over here. They're very even on charge, so no one's really close to a victory march, but they both have a double time ready. Strider has a 2k income lead, but that will flip as soon as this gets taken. Or not flip, but become even. Oh! Strider hits double time? But the tank lives? The idea being you kill the tank with tank anti-air, and then the infantry can interrupt the capture. It was an all-in double time. That was the only attack that happened. Oh my gosh. Oh, a response double time. Why did we use double time? Okay, that attack required the extra movement. Well, what is that double time? All right. Ooh, we're going for a sacrifice. Kill him off. Anti-air. It fails. The reason it fails to get this kill is because Sami has minus 10% attack power on the anti-air, and this guy has plus 10% defense, so it's like he's on the plains. A missile? Is that a GG missile, or is it... It's guarding this single infantry? I guess it's guarding the mech from these two sides too? What is that copter attack? That's a really weird copter attack because one, it doesn't stop the capture from happening. And two, there's an anti-air right there. No. The missile got hit on build. I guess this anti-air will heal up to 4 and be able to do a decent amount to here. It's a pretty scary attack from Baked Muffin onto this HQ, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Strider still also has a decent attack over here. But I don't think the Victory March is possible. Maybe. I mean, we do have a copter sacrifice, but at the same time, we've had multiple. You need like 40,000. Yeah. Double time. Maybe they have the agreement. They're like, this is a no Victory March match. The tank, kill off the infantry. I assume go after the artillery. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty decent attack in here for sure. Start capturing. What's the mech doing now? These mechs are being just sad. They're attacking the copter back here. Okay. Baked Muffin does have a medium tank. Tank gets chomped down. So Strider is going to get one city out of this. I mean, Baked Muffin was actually 4k ahead. That's pretty impressive. The missile. Oh, such an annoying move by Baked Muffin too. Because now the only way to kill this copter, unless this mech gets a huge roll, is with a base skip. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sean. Okay, attack the mechs. Anti-air comes in. Wait, Strider double base skip to get this anti-air? Some serious repair costs. Okay, so we're gonna get this city. Start lowering the income gap. The missile be marching forward. Okay, we get a nice mech kills tank. Attack. Ooh, Baked Muffin is really close to the Victory March. So in this situation, as Strider, you gotta be like, copter goes on HQ, and then I gotta kill this anti-air. Yeah, just like this, except copter on HQ. Yeah, Strider just resigns. GG. The Victory March, I mean, the artillery fires, the mech kills this, and the infantry just take out the HQ and sit on it. GG. They're 1200s. That missile had to be a misclick, right? GG. That was a pretty brutal Sami game. I thought Strider had that in the bag. Oh, how the tables can turn. Or the turns can table? Yeah, the turns can table. Yeah, Dark Raider versus Skyironsword. Is this a live game? What is this? It is a live game. Grit versus Nell. Here's a matchup you would very rarely ever see. I can try and get 2 more games. I will give Grit couple dice, of course, since Nell's already yellow Comet. And away we go. I don't think I've ever seen this matchup before. I can only imagine it's hugely Grit favored. I don't think... I mean, artillery already melt, so I don't think the extra luck matters too much. I guess if the infantry end up hitting the artillery, it hurts more. Ooh, we are going to have our first casualty of the Grit artillery here. I do kind of like what Skyironsword is doing here with the recon spam. It is definitely annoying for Grit to deal with. It was a little weird to put this infantry here because that's not actually covered by the artillery. That's okay. We still get some good captures in here. We have an anti-air on the way. Double artillery. It is a pretty small map. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like it. Skyironsword's like, I'll build copters and I'll move them over to the right side where where Grit will either have copters of their own, which will get absolutely destroyed by Nell copters probably. While the anti-airs are sitting over here, anticipating that the copters are going to attack forward. So far the map's just kind of been split evenly. Grit should have an easier time fighting over these contested properties for sure, because the artillery can help a lot with these exchanges in this very predictable location. Although, look at this. Nell's like, I'll just go take the properties where you don't have your artillery, such as the weakness of Grit. So Grit will be able to lock down this area, but elsewhere on the map, properties just kind of fall. 2 cities fall pretty much unopposed, and there you go. Yeah, the Grit copters minus 20% attack, and then copters don't get any defense bonus from terrain stars. So the Nell luck rolls are in full swing. Yeah, it just dies. And then the airport's under threat. I would say Grit's probably, or Nell is probably one of Grit's better matchups, but not when you run into stuff like that. I mean, she doesn't have any like movement bonuses. Ooh. Rocket tries to defend there. A day late, $1 short. Tank goes in. We have a snipe attack. Is that to kill this recon or something? Looks like it. I'm pretty sure that a Skyironsword can just take this airport. We're gonna go for a lucky star. Yeah. And now it's like you build, like anti-air is built to kill this copter, but there's infantry in the way. Fortunately, this anti-air can actually make it back here and clear the way. But if that all happens, then this... Actually, I don't know if they can clear the way because they have minus 20% attack power. It's a 9 health infantry. It might survive. That's a little awkward. Oh. Especially if that gets hit. I don't know why Skyironsword keeps bringing infantry into this artillery range, though. It's a little iffy for sure. Yeah, that can't kill. Oh no. And that was the only thing that could interrupt this airport capture too. Oh, how awkward that can be. Okay, well, airport interrupted. Tank comes in, kills the anti-air. Now there are quite a few grit anti-airs, so the barrage of copters isn't going to be completely unstoppable, but it is pretty difficult for grit to deal with. You go down there. A medium tank gets built. That's something you really don't want to be building as grit against Nell. Now, it is on the base, so it's got plenty of defense stars to save it from these lucky strikes. I don't think Nell should have gone for any power there. I think you just take your 5k income lead and you be happy for a couple turns until you can build up a nice strike force to use the lucky power and kill everything. Okay, you definitely back off at this point as Nell. Yeah, this is where you would prefer to have the power. Like, these guys are all very exposed. Okay. I'd prefer to have at least one thing in range to interrupt this, I guess. There is now. Okay, anti-air gets smacked a bit. Down goes an artillery. A lot of stuff still has to get exposed, but we have the super snipe. Super snipe! One, two, three. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if the super snipe's really needed. The only thing that Grid Super gives them is one more attack range in comparison to the normal power. So usually you see the normal power used because it's cheaper. It gives you the same attack boost. Okay. We're getting really close to winning by capture here for Nell. Even if Grit is able to get a whole bunch of really nice attacks. God, it sucks as Grit to just not be able to kill a single copter. Interrupted the capture. Okay, that wasn't game over. Maybe if this gets captured, it's game over. Unfortunately for Nell, there's no more tanks available to attack to finish off these anti-airs. 3 1 helicopters defending over here. Should probably have them guarding this capture, maybe. If this is like a game-winning capture. Okay, snipe attack. That can interrupt this capture now. This airport is going to fall. I think Grit might have survived. The game is starting to stall out, which definitely, I would imagine, favors Grit. I mean, the rocket's been doing some pretty good work. I'm not gonna lie. This city's gonna fall. Nell attacks in here, can spot the rocket but can't hit it. We do have a bomber. Bomber's a decent choice because it can one-shot anti-air. Although there's quite a bit of anti-air over here. Full defense mode from Grit has been working well. Nell's only 4k up. And then it's... How's it a draw? They must have agreed to a draw? Why would you agree to a draw? Nell still had the day limit in 7 turns to win with. How did you salvage that? I'm amazed you survived Dark Raider. Stalling's pretty good for Nell. It's definitely better for Grit. Time for you to take the spotlight. InuTeTengu versus Canaranjo. Global League. You got offered the draw? Wow. Nell definitely should not have drawn you. 7 days. And maybe you could have gotten enough properties. Oh, I fought them in Live League. Oh. Oh, snap then. Was that the Sami mirror? I think. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. We got Olaf versus Max. I would say Olaf is very much the favor in this matchup. Or on this map and matchup. It's a really wide map, so there'll be a lot of units just kind of walking all over the place. So whenever Olaf will hit the super button, it'll just do it oodles and oodles of damage, and all of the captures around the map will be easier for Olaf to then go for, because Olaf will have full health infantry, and Max's units will be slowed by the snow. And then if Max tries to take Olaf's stuff, the infantry are injured, so it's slower. It's just a nightmare. But we will see what Max can get done here. We have a much faster recon for Olaf here than Max. We have a base skip to get this copter. That's pretty spicy. We'll see if this copter gets a lot done. I think anti-airs are kind of to be expected on this map. Because there's a lot of exposed infantry, and the copters like to swing between the fronts. But maybe not. Maybe InuTheTengu will miss out. What was that? Hopped into the black boat and then hopped back out? It stops the captures. He gets killed off by the recon either way, I guess, so it's fine. That is a very brave recon. Against Max in particular, you wouldn't want to do something like that, because their tank will just come over and one-shot you. But the tank is not here because we rushed this copter out. Oh, and the copter is going to interrupt the comm tower. That is something. The infantry is just going to try and run past this recon. No fear. Oh no, this one actually is going to get punished by the tank. It's not actually covered by the Max tank. Oh no. Okay, but Max is going to get the comm tower. Or maybe not. Well, Max is going to get the comm tower eventually after getting some nice pickoffs. And the recon's also going to escape. What? I don't know why this is not attacking the capturing infantry. I guess it's just scared that the tank's on its way, so this is safer from the tank. That's fair. Ooh, Max being very bold, going for the comm tower on this front. That will be a very difficult capture, especially to make a profit off of. Okay, lots of infantry attacks. We have a tank first strike here, but it's Olaf versus Max, so it's kind of like meh. I mean, it's kind of fair to go for it. You don't really probably expect that the copter went back and then he's preparing to front switch. So it doesn't look quite so bad until the copter shows up, of course. And the tank dies and you're sad faces. Okay, Max is going to get this capture. We're going to get this one for Olaf. Who's good. Max really should not be continuing to try and stop this. The overextension hurts a lot. Fortunately for Max, Olaf also tried to stop this one. So they both overextended and they got punished for it. Ooh, I mean, this copter, it was base skipped for, but it's gotten a lot done. So it can get my copter seal of approval. That was a misclick. I gotcha. Yeah. Tank goes for the interrupt on the comm tower. They die for it. Blip. Blip blop. Happy days for Olaf. Definitely start to back away from the French are losing. And yeah, Max now has the normal power. Olaf's approaching the super. We'll see how much this normal power gets done. It will be able to interrupt this comm tower. Has to expose some units to do so, although there's only one tank attack, so it's not like the end of the world. Our copter friend has finally met their end, though. Okay, so the comm tower has been successfully denied. For now. I mean, eventually this T-copter will just drop off an infantry guarded by a bunch of vehicles and it will probably go through. We have a double mech drop off by Max. The only thing I would change about this is I'd put the black boat here so you could pick them both up on the next turn and drop them even further off. More boosts. And this is going to be a very important turn to make sure that your units aren't too stranded, because the snow is incoming and it will be very painful. Looks like it'll be probably next turn that the snow shows up. You can probably finish off this tank if you've got the artillery here and everything. Maybe not. Maybe it's fine to just sit here and guard your artillery. Copter says hi. Tank swing. They'd love to have a little infantry to help them out. I like the copter spam. The Olaf copters tend to be really good because the units that try and fight them, like opposing copters and the anti-airs, don't like getting caught in the snow. Ooh, the artillery is going to get bopped here, which will be a little painful. Okay, it does bop the artillery. What? And then a max force? There's only this anti-air to attack with? I guess it gives +10 +10 stats, like 10% more defense. That was a weird max force. That might have been a misclick. Winter is coming. Excuse me. Winter first. There we go. Probably didn't matter. Wow. I would not send my copter up there to interrupt. I guess the anti-air isn't known about, but there's all these tanks to attack. Send the infantry up here to interrupt. That's okay though. Pop. Pop. Olaf super. It is so good. Look at how sad this is for the transport copter. It moves 3. It can't even make it to pick up this infantry. Mechs. Fun fact, they are immune to snow except on mountains. Attacking in here is probably not a great idea, but it's okay. The attack on the infantry will delay this comm tower capture by another turn. But it costs so much to delay it. And then it still goes through. Not quite sure what's going on with this. Killing off the copter makes sense. Attacking these guys would make sense. Especially if it tanked to guard it. Oh no! It doesn't quite cover it, so maybe the max normal power will be fine to attack here. I guess there's still this tank to strike though. And at this point, it becomes really difficult for max because even when you go and you get positive attacks, positive trades, it gives so much charge to Olaf, and every single Winter Fury is just a nightmare to deal with. All these poor tanks left out for the copters to attack. Antair's gonna go find some nice shelter. I assume we're gonna have copter attack and a tank first strike. This one doesn't reach though. It's still pretty good though. Smack. All these poor max tanks. We have the max force. Copter will one-shot copter. Anti-air will one-shot copter. So many mechs. Usually you don't see maxes build mechs. Not because max has like bad mechs. They're fine mechs. They're average mechs. But the that same amount of money being contributed more towards vehicle buys tends to pay off a lot more just because max specializes in vehicles. So you'll see like recons be built, or just you'll do more infantry and get more tanks overall, that kind of thing. Pop. The anti-air is exposed to this mech. It's gonna get a swing in. The infantry could have blocked and saved it, but it decided not to. For a bunch of attacks here. Yeah, we're almost at the next super. It's just gonna get more and more difficult for Max to come out positive in these exchanges. I mean, we saw like how much damage the max powers do, and it's just nowhere close to how much damage the Olaf super does. It's like an easy 20k before any attacks. And then the attacks going on the injured units, pick them off, and then on the next turn you get more attacks usually because the units can only move half their move to run away and stuff like that. I could definitely understand that Canada would prefer to be playing Sami right now. It's a lot of mechs. Top tower was interrupted. We have a 3 health anti-air. It still probably attacks the copter. Anti-airs be special like that. No, it doesn't. It's just gonna go heal. Okay. Go for a bunch of captures. You can see there's so many points of attack that Max just can't hold. Ooh, the copter killed the anti-air. Very nice. Comm tower falls. The cities will start falling. Max is gonna get another power here. Go zoom in. It's very painful. What I guess another part about it is the max power scales with how many vehicles you have that are specifically ready to like attack, while the Olaf power scales with how many units total your opponent has. So that means if they have a lot of units, it does a lot of damage. If they don't have a lot of units, then you're probably winning anyway. So it doesn't really matter if it doesn't do a ton of damage. Max doesn't quite have that that same like seesaw effect to it. It's if Max has a lot of units, then Max can do a lot of damage. If Max doesn't have a lot of units, then Max is just dead. Copter moves forward, is going to get picked off by an anti-air. We probably need more anti-airs at this point for InuTheTengu. There's been quite a lot of copter attacks here. Okay, Recon gets picked off. Very annoying. Tank gets picked off, or not tank. Infantry does capture. The comm tower gets picked off. We have a little bit of pressure on this front. I guess we're down to 1 copter on this front now. Lots of foot soldiers over here. They're about to be very sad. We have a max force. Usually you would save these max forces until you have all your units active, or at least most of them, just because it scales with how many attacks you can get off. It's when you're playing like Drake and Olaf, then you can do the my super is available, I just press the super kind of play. Pop, 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 pop. Another 20k before attacks. There's also the fact that in the matchup, Max uses the power, and then all of those attacks that Max do increases Olaf's charge because it's all direct attacks. But the 20k that Olaf just did will never give you any charge because you don't get charge from power attacks. GG. Hi, everyone. But GG. Such is the pleasure of playing Olaf. I did like that. I did end up liking that Max Copter though. It ended up doing a lot. Yeah, literally Copter. It's like the dream. If your opponent's not ready for it, then it can do damage. Alright, I'll try and get one more game in here. It's on the same map. I noticed during the game. Go. Eagle against one bolt. That's true, you did, and it was working out for you. You only really rushed in on the comm tower. This kid, I named them Sturm. That's not what they were named before. I made the judgment call that their name was too edgy. So I named them Sturm instead. You have Sturm at home. Okay. This guy must be a real this guy must be a real OG with a username like that. Yeah. No. Their username is this, except instead of a T, it's a P. And I was like, I don't want to be saying that constantly. So instead you were going to be called Sturm. And so it was. Sturm is a good name, a strong name, the kind of name that makes me say, hey, this guy's a leader. We should follow him whatever he says to do. It is definitely we have Sturm at home. It is indeed. Okay, so we got Eagle versus Von Bolt. That's a tough matchup. There is some... I mean, Eagle has some specific tech for fighting Von Bolt. If you get hit by the Von Bolt super, and then you use your lightning strike, you will unstun your units. And they will get to act. Now you do have the problem of Von Bolt's units just being a lot better than yours. So, Eagle really, really wants to stall in this matchup and wants to be using a lot of indirects. It does make sense. It's good. There you go. There's a fun fact for all of your future Eagle versus Von Bolt matchups. It's a little weird to rush the comm tower, but I guess if you really, really don't want to miss out on it by getting bullied around by Von Bolt, then that makes sense. Okay, we have our nice recon attack. I'm not quite sure what the idea here was. I guess you were trying to rush both comm towers. That's definitely a little gutsy for sure. I'm okay with rushing this one. I prefer if it doesn't get rushed. You can always take it using some nice artillery replacements. Yeah, if you're fighting Von Bolt, don't do stuff like this. Don't be rushing forward. Their infantry will beat your infantry usually. Their tanks will beat your tanks. All those fun things. It can get real nasty. If you still have tanks available, though, you can still beat up on the recons for sure. But yeah, like this is not ideal for the Eagle player. This is kind of what Von Bolt wants to have happen. All of these early game fights before supers are anywhere in sight. So the +10/+10 stats are just so impactful. If Eagle is the Von Bolt player, this would make a little bit more sense, because you'd be really forcing a lot of engagements early on, but you don't want to be the Eagle player attacking into Von Bolt like this. You'll just kind of get beat up by those stats. Tank zooms on in here. There's actually a copter ready to ruin that tank's day. That did delay the comm tower for another turn at least. Artillery gets in place. Copter says hello. So many cities be fallen. Recon bops there. Let's go for another capture. Stand in the way. We have the artillery here to start getting some nice favorable trades. Infantry gets taken out. These guys don't really have much support, which is not something that Von Bolt, or that really anyone would really like, but that's okay. We have an anti-air on the way for building some more tanks. It's looking pretty good for Von Bolt. Look at how beefy it did get taken out. How beefy those +10 defense infantry are. Yeah, you don't go for this attack usually. Because comm towers don't give money, so delaying it the turn only matters if there's enough fighting happening on those turns that there goes Fred. That the that the 10% less damage on that turn matters enough for you to like go down in infantry. Ooh, we have a little trap here. So if Eagle ever tries to walk off of this city, Von Bolt got him. Down goes the copter. Rest in peace. Oh no! Eagle walked off the city. Von Bolt can win this exchange and then just take the city. I don't think I would... Well, the only way I'd be sending the recon in here is if I'm contemplating attacking it with these two tanks as well. I prefer having the vision, but I respect attacking with the recon, seeing what you see and then just retreating with the tanks. It would have probably have been fine to have like tank first strike here, tank first strike here, but you can just sacrifice the recon if need be, and it does delay the city for multiple turns, so it's not so bad. Okay, we're starting to get kind of close to the supers. Von Bolt's still doing a lot of bullying. I mean, anywhere you can bully on the map, the Eagle doesn't have a giant death ball, you can just kind of take their stuff for sure. You can see how good these extra stats are. So normally when you go for an attack like this, it's 7-6, where you're the attacker's at 7, the person on the city is at 6. But it's the opposite when you're fighting Von Bolt. Okay. This is a little bit weird for Eagle to do because the super is not here yet. So you don't really want to offer the majority of your army to be attacked. You'd like to preserve it so you could get a good super in there. Ouch, for sure. I'm fine with running with the copter, although you wouldn't want to hang out in the woods, usually. It just gives up the... because copters can't hide in the woods. None of the flying units can. So you prefer to leave the woods empty if you can for the possibility of there being a unit in there rather than a copter that can just get picked off. So we do have an eagle super here. Unfortunately, a lot of the tanks and one of the copters did go down before it got used. But at least the anti-air can get picked off. We'll have a copter go in with a swing. Okay, here comes the lightning strike. At the end of it, the Vombolt is going to have a super to pop back with. Yeah, this is where the copter isn't actually hidden there. Okay, that was a pretty good lightning strike. I mean, by a good lightning strike, I mean it did a lot of damage, but it's an unfortunate situation for the lightning strike in that it wasn't a I win the game lightning strike. It was the let me try and get back into the game kind of lightning strike. Pop. That's kind of a really nice Ex Machina. Because it means that all of these units just lost their reinforcements. And they can kind of get surrounded and picked off. You have a Neo tank on the way. And now that the Eagle Super is over. Ooh. That was a nice little Eagle attack, though. Even makes it so none of these infantry are going to be able to interrupt. Or this infantry can't interrupt. This one can't reach. So that's pretty nice. But now we're back at the status quo of Vombolt just having more stats. Although, there's nothing to deal with this copter right now. So it's going to get some work done. Okay. Yep. Tried to go for the interrupt. It's actually pretty nice for Eagle because now there's not very much stuff over here for Vombolt to interrupt these future captures, and all these Eagle infantry should be able to beat the Vombolt infantry. I'm not quite sure why Vombolt is charging so far forward with no support to these units. It's definitely going to give Eagle some nice pickoffs. And yeah, look at this. Very nice for Eagle. A bunch of nice kills here, and then suddenly this looks just so good. There's not a single Vombolt unit besides this one infantry on this entire front, and there's just a bunch of Eagle infantry ready to claim some cities. Okay, we do have this. That's a pretty valuable recon. It reaches all the way to this city to help deny that. It would be such an amazing move for Eagle to put this infantry right here. Or even on the missile platform. You'd have to be like psychic to know that the recon wasn't coming though. Okay, this city falls, but it looks like the kind of city that Eagle can just kind of take right back immediately. U-Tank comes in. I don't know why these units are still lunging forward like this. Good news for Eagle, though. Try and get some more captures over here. Yeah, this just gets taken back immediately. It's a pretty good pick off on the recon. It does leave these guys a little exposed. But the lack of vision is going to be a problem for sure. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so we have a Vombolt fighter and an Eagle bomber. Things could suddenly go very bad. Oh. Never mind, Eagle Bomber, very happy Bomber, just gets to smack the Neo Tank. Both of these cities are going to fall. Bam, gone is the Neo Tank. Ooh. Fortunately for Von Bolt, the Eagle player was not able to get a lightning strike. So it looks like the bomber will at least get hit for getting that Neo Tank. It's knocked down to 2. The Ex Machina. It's a pretty wimpy Ex Machina. Now it's a 1 health bomber. So we'll see if Lightning Strike happens this turn. I think if I was Eagle, I would definitely be holding on to that and just run back home. Build up a nice army. But if Lightning Strike was used, these stunned units would wake up. Yeah, definitely holding on to the Lightning Strike seems better to me. Okay, this city is falling to Von Bolt. Going in and attacking the fighter isn't amazing. I guess it's fine, but you know there's a lot of stuff here already to hit you back. So unless a lightning strike's being used here, which it is. Okay, well now the fighter dies, which is nice. That'll clean up this front, but it's again more of a stabilize kind of lightning strike rather than a win the game kind of lightning strike. Which maybe is inevitable. Okay, we do get some nice attacks over here. Eagle is going to be able to go for another city capture. And there isn't really anything that Von Bolt has right now that can deal with that Neo Tank. So that's good. We have the Von Bolt copters to try and fight the Eagle copters. Eagle copters are very slightly better than Von Bolt copters. They have 5% more defense, I think, right? No, they have the same defense. They have 5% more attack. Ooh, even worse. Yeah, 5% extra offense. Did I say Sturm? No. Well, the copter was known about, so they didn't get played into. Bill is going to get this city. Von Bolt's taking these ones back, which is good. Oh, very sad Neo Tank. It's going to get blasted, but there's a ton of extra coverage for it, so probably still fine. It'll be really sad for... I'm not quite sure why these attacked in here, because the copters were just avoided on the previous turn. But it'll be very sad for Eagle if Von Bolt gets the super, because it will just land over here, and then these guys will just get picked off over the 2 turns. Okay, both players are kind of charging in for a kill on the HQ. Wow, that's 6 damage to that Neo Tank. I don't know why this copter moved here, though. Oh, I guess the black boat's going to block. So the anti-air can't just run up and kill it? No? Okay, the anti-air just runs up and kills it. That was a little weird. A lot of nice anti-air attacks for Eagle. It does mean that we're going to have an Ex Machina. And something to keep in mind for Ex Machina is it only cares about the damage that it deals. So as long as it can deal 3 damage to a unit, that's the same as hitting a 10 health unit. So like this 4 health Neotank magnets just as well as a 10 health Neotank would. That's not the same for Sturm's power. It's still not enough to move it away from these units though. Attack in here. Start attacking the black boat. Kind of setting up her lethal HQ cap. The recon spot stuff. Copter comes in for a swing. I don't think it's super wise for the tank to attack into here. It does very much look like all these units were kind of doomed to die. Well, I guess the tank does get away scot-free. Just everything else around it died. Okay. Eagle does have a super, although it doesn't look like a very great super right now. I guess over here it would stabilize. But again, it's going to be like a stabilized super, and you kind of have to do it now because both of these copters are looking really sad. Yep, there's a lightning strike. It's another stabilizing the game super. Oof. And ending a super and being behind in unit count is not the Eagle way. Okay, but Eagle is ahead by a whole city here. This one health anti-air managed to escape. Okay. They're grouping up to fight each other. Very slow Vombold army. Oh. Eagle attacks in. Neotank's still a threat. With a capital T. Eagle is also going to get this city, it looks like. With a black boat over here is actually gone. I did not realize that. Well, that means Vombolt can kind of like have a little bit of a fight here and then just front switch over here and take the HQ and win the game. Very quickly. Eagle has to be super on point over here. Vombolt's going to try and take the comm tower, it looks like. You'd want to have at least one artillery guarding all the points of the comm tower, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh. Nice attack in here. Looks like the comm tower is just going to get given away. I'm surprised this infantry popped out to go for this city cap. I would have chilled for a little bit longer. Could even have gone for the HQ at some point if you really wanted to. Comm tower does get taken. Ooh, okay, so we have a Vombolt super, and we have an Eagle super that's almost here. These units are charging forward. We'll see if anything happens. Okay, we have the Ex Machina. It does hit right here. Okay, it's set up for the artillery to fire on the Neotank on the following turn, but we might get to see... Oh, in fact, we're probably going to see, because it looks pretty good over here, the Eagle Super do its thing. The bomber decided to go up here, okay. Eagle Super, Neotank gets to wake up. Bleep. It wakes up just to go hide in these trees, but you know what? It still woke up. Assume this tank's gonna come up and hit this anti-air. Because the tanks are already super exposed, yeah. Okay. The Eagle has a 4K income advantage, which is pretty nice, although this city's going to fall really quickly. But Von Bolt does have 30% or plus 30% firepower against plus 0, while also having plus 10% stats or defense. That's pretty nice. The Eagle gets to stall, but stalling with no charge at all after having multiple supers is going to be a steep order for sure. Okay. Neotank runs up. Oh my gosh. Only hits the tank down to 2. Bomber starts sliding up here. Gonna kill off these infantry, I assume. Need more. Yeah, okay. We do have 3 anti-airs for Von Bolt. That's pretty good. Just gonna try to rely on artillery to take out the heavy tanks, it looks like. Which can definitely work if Eagle isn't careful about it. Okay. Killed off an anti-air. Artillery survives that. Alright. A lot of air units exposed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, if this anti-air finds a way to this tile to kill this, and this anti-air hits this bomber, oh, it's probably going to happen. Yep. Or actually, I guess that anti-air can just hit the bomber like that, yeah. Yeah, it's very painful. They're back to being even in properties. It's still pretty far away from the super, too. Von Bolt's putting a lot more pressure on this front than Eagle's got going on. Bomber has to run away. We're not having an Eagle super here. A copter has to go hit an infantry. The Neotank's been doing some serious work, though. Looks like this city does just kind of fall for free, though. And then this one will, too. Like so. Bomber's on its way. It looks like we'll have an Eagle super next turn. There isn't anything to deal with. There's no anti-airs left, actually, for Eagle, so that's not good. Artillery gets taken out, though. Although I guess we're actually probably not getting the Eagle super, so this city is just going to fall. It just takes so much more charge nowadays. Yeah. Wow. Why move the bomber first? It could gone in for a swing if a recon spotted there's no anti-airs. Okay. Now Eagle for sure is going to get the super. These poor artillery are going to be really sad. You have a bomber supporting them. There's a fighter built by Eagle. It's going to have to zoom on over here pretty quick. Artillery is down to 2 shots. Oh, such a sad Eagle super. Oh, it was Eagle super run away. Oh no. Okay. Okay, down goes that tank. The fighter is not in range to deal with it right now. You do have a Vumbolt super at any time, so gotta be really careful with this fighter. I think this bomber, the bomber's just getting repaired up by the black boat. Okay. A lot of just kind of exposed units sitting around here, yeah. Taken out. Another city starts to fall. At this point, I don't think Eagle can come back. The super is going to take forever to show up. The cities just keep on falling. There's a slow march towards this HQ. The bomber's lining itself up to finally take care of this Neo tank. We can't quite get there yet, though. Another city falls. This one starts getting threatened. Start marching into this corner, hitting all parts of the map right now. We're 40 units to 23. Here comes the Ex Machina. Probably hitting you here. Kablam. Yeah, no, this is super GG. All these cities are going to fall. HQ's going to fall soon. The bomber's just going to run out of fuel. Yep. GG. That was a very long game. And well held onto by Eagle. The It is tough as Eagle, especially against going and fighting a tier up. But whenever you have to use your super to get back even in the game, life gets rough. Out of curiosity, how would a Sturm versus Eagle matchup go? I think Sturm can probably do enough economic damage to Eagle to be fine, but I think Eagle could probably do decently. Maybe win. It would really come down to how much of an economic edge Sturm could get. So that will be our last game for the night. I hope everyone enjoyed. We had some fun ones for sure. Yeah, it's been revealed. Anyway, here's your apple for the night. I hope everyone had fun, and I'll be back on Wednesday with a live game and some chill. Thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.